So our main portion today is the question and answer session. The question and answers are from seekers, and I have put the list and I have already circulated to you before. I have this list with me. I will go through one by one in the order in which this is there. I will ask the person to read out or explain to me the question if you can. Otherwise, I will put this question myself and I will try to answer them. So these are the questions which are there, and I have already circulated the questions. There will be a recording which will be available. I will be circulating the recording of today's session at the end of the maybe by within 2 days. I will send the recording so you can listen to this again if you want. So there are 13 seekers who have asked these questions. I will be going through each one of them in the Q&A session. Now I will go to the Q&A portion. In this Q&A portion, the first question, the seeker who has asked the first question is Kanchan. Now, Kanchan, she is not around. So what I will do is I will put the question what she has asked. She is asking, how do I control my mind? The control of mind is basically possible mainly with the help of the study of Bhagavad Gita. It teaches you in a very systematic manner what is the mind, how can I control the mind. The two main answers given in the Bhagavad Gita itself is you control your sense organs, you can control your mind. Mind is a very subtle entity in all of us. And this mind, controlling this mind is extremely difficult because they are always running into the world. They are running into the world of objects, and therefore, to control the mind, you need to be controlling the sense organs first. So the direct answer to this question by Kanchan is control your sense organs means what? Suppose you are obsessed with something in life. For example, certain food, for example, or it could be movies, or watching your own WhatsApp and things like that. So take a certain amount of time and say, I will not do this. I will not do this, and that is what is called as practice, abhyasa. So controlling the mind, there is a lot of things we will learn when we do the Bhagavad Gita, but I'm just giving a preliminary answer. This is question number one. Second question is, when I can't sleep much at night, what to do? This is a problem for a lot of people, and the main problem why you can't sleep, the Bhagavad Gita says, overeating can sometimes result in lack of sleep. Now the question is not why. The question is, what should I do to get sleep? This is a very difficult question because each one has got a different methodology. One very important way to go back to sleep. This has been used by many old people because old people generally get up in the middle of the night and they can't get. This problem is really for those people who are slightly old. Now, one of the methods discussed in the Bhagavad Gita is called as self uh, telling your own mind it is time to sleep, it is not time to think. Because the moment the mind gets awake, then all your vasanas which are hidden in the karna sharidam, again they all come up, and then your mind keeps on running, running, running. So, one method is self direction to the mind and deliberately telling your mind again and again, I must sleep. This is a time to sleep. I should go to sleep. I should not be thinking about anything right now. I will postpone it to tomorrow. Deliberately saying this. And of course, there's another method which can be used is japa. Suppose you are not able to do what I said in the first process, the second is do japa. Japa means if you are a person who has been doing japa, just do japa. That's all, and you will fall to sleep. How do I stop worrying about what disturbs me most? How do you stop worry? Again, Bhagavad Gita says you think of worry is a temporary phenomena of the mind. I'm using very important words. This you will understand when you study Bhagavad Gita. How do I stop worrying? Stop worrying means you know that worry is nothing but it is just an activity. It's a mental activity. And you are not the mind. The first thing to understand is I am not the mind. I am someone different than the mind. Mind is only an instrument. Mind has got worry because of its attachment to the world. Bhagavad Gita tells you how to come out of those attachments. And when you study Bhagavad Gita, you will have more solutions to this third question from Kanchan. The next seeker is Sri Prad. Sri Prad, I don't see here. Okay. How can it help me alleviate miseries? I presume how can Bhagavad Gita study help to alleviate miseries? See, the Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says that there are two types of problems we face in life. One is something which we cannot have, which we have no control over. It is called as choiceless situations. The second is where we have a choice, where we can do something to alleviate our problems. This alleviation of miseries can be done in many ways. You can go to a guru, ask him, what should I do? You can go to your parents, you can go to some elders in the family, tell them this is a problem I'm facing. I'm talking about those which are simple ones. Some problems you can go to visit some temples, do some archana in your name to get rid of some small problems. These are all some areas where solutions are available to all of us. There are certain things which we don't have any control. I have I'm choicelessly facing that. For example, bodily pain. I can't do anything. You just have to go through it. And that is where Lord Krishna in the 14th mantra of second chapter, he says, develop titiksha. Titiksha means forbearance. Slowly develop. It's an attitude that I can't change this. I have to accept it and live with it. Once you accept it as something which is choiceless, the problem becomes diluted. So in Bhagavad Gita, we will learn what types of choiceless situations are there and where are the choiceful situations. The third seeker is Vamsi Sudha. And she has asked the question, how is the study of Gita going to be done? Now, Bhagavad Gita study, broadly speaking, we are going to study all the 18 chapters. That is my current view. Maybe if the attendance is not so good, I will do a summary of each chapter. I will give you my current plan is to do verse by verse. But if there is not much strength of people who are attending, then I say, okay, let me just do a summary of each chapter and give you what is there in each summary. But if there is a lot of interest, then I will also do some bhashyam. I will also put in some things from the Shankaracharya's bhashyam. So at the moment, it depends on the interest of the seekers. Soumya Ranjan, she is asking, how can I integrate what I learn into my daily life? Can you please provide some examples of habits or rituals which I can follow? How can I integrate what I learn? Okay, this is a very, very beautiful question. See, in the Bhagavad Gita, there are certain things which it will teach you, which you can practice. Like, for example, I am not a karta, I am not the doer of action, but I am Atma. It's a knowledge. Now, slowly, Lord Krishna will teach in every chapter how I can integrate my daily life. See, that is why Bhagavad Gita is not only a spiritual science, it is also a science where one can improve the day to day lifestyle. How to integrate what I learn. There are two, when you come to study Bhagavad Gita, you can look at it in two ways. Number one, I'm interested in Atma Jnanam. So keep on looking at Bhagavad Gita from the view of Atma Jnana. Chapter 2, chapter 7, chapter 9, chapter 13, 14, 15. Atma Jnana. Focus on those chapters. That is one type of study. Second type of study is there is some people who want to practice. Okay, Atma is there. Okay, I understand. But now I'm interested in learning uh, about how to go about in my practical day-to-day life. You will again get it in chapter 3, 4, 5, which will talk to you about Panchamaha Yajna. It will talk to you about how does your how why, how to face desires in life, how to interact with the world on day-to-day basis. The second chapter itself, Lord Krishna, in the 16th verse, he gives the complete uh, gist of what you will learn in the whole Gita in one verse, 16th verse of the second chapter. If you can follow that, you will get tremendous benefits on a day-to-day basis. Fantastic verse. One very important verse, one very difficult verse. But if you can follow it, I am going to do Shankara Bhashyam on that verse so that you understand the depth of that verse. So, Soumya, you are there right now. Do you like to comment anything on what I said? You have also put in, just before you ask, should we attempt to read and understand any Upanishad after studying the Bhagavad Gita, or are there some simple Upanishad? Okay, good. Okay, this question, what I would like to say is there are two main Upanishads which you should study after the Bhagavad Gita. Number one, I will say study Kathopanishad first. Very good. I would like you to start. Of course, people say you can start with Keno Upanishad, which is very simple to understand. But the depth of knowledge you get from Kathopanishad is a complete Upanishad. And for those who have done Bhagavad Gita, I would recommend Kathopanishad. After that, I would recommend Mandukya Upanishad. See, these two Upanishad, Mandukya and Kathopanishad, they give you, and of course, the third one is Taittiriya Upanishad. These three Upanishads, out of the 12 Upanishads, they give you a direct means of realizing the self in a very, very practical sense. When you do those Upanishads, understand, and for all these three, in my website, you will find Shankaracharya's Bhashya. If you are a serious seeker, start studying Shankaracharya's Bhashyam itself. They are very profound and you will definitely understand them. I have videos available for Mandukya and Taittiriya, but for Kathopanishad, I will be taking the Bhashyam a little later. You can join whenever we do that, but notes are available. If you want to simultaneously study along with Bhagavad Gita, you can do that. So, Soumya, would you like to react to anything what I said?
No, this is very helpful, sir. So I think as I read or rather study the Bhagavad Gita, I'll try to jot down notes for applying into my personal life. Just like today, I noted down what you said. We should be analyzing atripti, dukkham, and bandha in life. So I made a note of that. So I'll do the same. And yes, maybe I'll look at one of these three Upanishads to start studying that as well.
Very good. Excellent. I think you're a great seeker. Fantastic. And to all of you, my advice is make this as a personal study. See, the whole spiritual study, you listen Shravanam first of what the Lord wants me to hear. Some of this you will understand, some of this you may not understand, but don't give up. Keep on listening. This is one basic advice I want to give it to all the new seekers. If you're a serious seeker, if you want to just come and learn a little bit of what Bhagavad Gita is talking about, you can also get that in the talks. But if you're a very serious seeker, make your own notes. How to make this practical in life? How can I learn a little bit and improve? Actually speaking, it is a transformation of your mind. The spiritual study transforms your mind to live in the world with complete freedom. That is the ultimate. Freedom from what? Freedom from agitations in the mind. Freedom from sorrows, and sorrows will be there, but you will not be affected by it tremendously. You will have sorrows, no doubt, but it will not overwhelm you. You will not be thrown out in such a way that you miss the real goal of. Good. Thank you, Soumya. Next, I will go to Manikandan. I don't think he's also here. Uh, he's a he's his question is Vritti is Shaniga. In this case, is Aham Brahmasmi also Shaniga? Or Aham Brahma should not happen or as Vritti. I know how to drive a car, hence I will drive the car without having Vritti of driving a car. Good. See, what Manikandan is asking is, Aham Brahma Asmi, is it a Vritti or is it something which is already known to me and I just practice it? That, it is like driving a car. What Veda tells you is, initially we are all ignorant about Aham Brahma Asmi. What is the meaning of Aham Brahma Asmi? I am Atma. I am Brahman as discussed in the Upanishads. The Upanishads has got a view about all the jivas. But I have my own view about myself. How to integrate what I think about myself with what the Upanishad is trying to teach me? There is a gap. There is something which I have to bridge. A direct answer to your question is yes, you have to practice Aham Brahma Asmi Vritti. In Panchadasi, Swami Vidyaranya gives this direct answer to your question. I am that Atma, I am that pure Atma, pure consciousness, which is not affected by the body, mind, and intellect. This is a meditation. You have to follow this. It is a abhyasa which Lord Krishna teaches in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So that is Manikanda. Next is Lalita. She is asking the question, please help me differentiate between Chit and Chaitanya. Chit and Chaitanya means the same. There is no difference between Chit and Chaitanya. Chaitanya, Chit is a short form of Chaitanya. Probably what you are asking is what is the difference between Chit and Chit Abhas? Chit means Chaitanya, which is my original nature. Okay? When you say Chit, Sat, Chit, Ananda. In Taittiriya Upanishad, they describe Jiva as Sat, Chit, Anand. Chit stands for the awareness principle, consciousness principle. But if that is my if that is my nature, who am I in my waking state? In waking state, it is the Chit Abhas. Chit Abhasa means it is a reflection of that knowingness which is coming into my body, mind, and intellect. I will discuss more about it in the Bhagavad Gita, but just to answer your question, Chit means original consciousness, Chit Abhasa means reflected consciousness, Chit and Chaitanyam mean the same thing. Okay, next question is from Shruti. Shruti is asking what is the difference between knowing Brahman and being Brahman? Very beautiful question. Knowing Brahman is called as Paroksha Jnana. Paroksha Jnana means what? Like I know there is Mount Everest. It is there somewhere. That is called as knowing Brahman through the Upanishads. What about being Brahman? Knowing Brahman is the first stage. I know there is some ultimate reality that we get by Shravanam of the scriptures. Either we do Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, we'll come to know there is something, some reality is there. That is called as knowing, which is a function of your intellect. That is the first stage. The second important stage, which takes a lot of time, is being Brahman. A lot of people, after listening to Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, they gather what is the reality, what is the ultimate essence of this whole creation. Now, a sincere seeker says, I want to be that Brahman, I want to realize that Brahman. This is possible by doing Ninidhyasanam and Mananam. I have heard hearing is the first stage. The second stage is Mananam and Ninidhyasana. These two will help me to be Brahman, own a Brahman as my own status. I also understand this is my own nature. I've heard the Mandukya Upanishad, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not the waker, I'm not the dreamer, I'm not the sleeper. The Upanishad tells me I am the Turiya Atma. I want to realize that because that is the ultimate Veda is teaching me. How do I get to that? Is only through Mananam and Nididhyasana. There are specific exercises for Nididhyasana. And those are all in meditation. I have discussed in meditation. There are plenty of videos, almost 200 videos are available on Nididhyasanam mantras of Upanishads. In my website, it is there. Please follow that. How do I know if my understanding is intellectually or experiential? Experientially means you are knowing it. Okay, let me first say intellectually. Intellectually means again knowing your first question, Shruti, is basically knowing is through intellect. And
Basically, the first question and the second question are kind of related.
yes,
I would like to get a differentiation between the theoretical and the experiential.
good, good. Okay, see, theory wise, Lord Krishna will teach you you are Atma. How do I translate it and what is the difference it makes to me when it becomes experiential? The difference it will make to you is, first of all, how does it happen? In our spiritual study, there is something called as Mahavakyam. A very detailed study of Mahavakyam, like Tattvamasi, Aham Brahma Asmi, I am Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, all these are all Mahavakyams. A very detailed study with the help of a Bhashyam of Shankaracharya will give you the steps to make that intellectual study experiential. The moment you make it experiential means what? I mean, again, I'll just give you a simple tip. In the 16th verse of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna teaches the whole essence in that one verse. At the end of that verse, Shankaracharya gives you a tip. He says, you want to make this experiment experiential to you? Okay, good. I will teach you a simple skill. Every day, in all your experiences, he says, you tell yourself what is Satyam and what is Mithya. Satyam means it is always there. The Atma, consciousness, am always there. Never goes out of experience. What goes out of experience? It is the Mithya world. World means what? World is arriving, departing. Thoughts are arriving, departing. Situations in life are arriving, departing.
Nitya
Every
Anitya
time,
Vastu Vivekaha, that is what is
that's
told in
correct.
Tattva.
Nitya Anitya Viveka, Satya Mithya Viveka is the only method available to make this intellectual knowledge into experiential knowledge. And it is practical. At any time in your life, you just ask questions. Satya or Mithya? Satya means I am there. It is easiness. Easiness means it's there, it is there. So everything you experience is ease. That easiness is Atma. Easiness is awareness. Easiness is consciousness. That easiness never has death. Easiness is never born. In one verse, Shankaracharya gives you the full exercise of what you have to do in your whole life. Study that one verse, Bhashyam, or if you can't get out of at least study, it's a difficult verse, but it gives you practically how to make this experience of Atma possible in life. Anytime you face any situation, it can be a working situation, it can be hospital, it can be at home, it can anytime. You just ask the question, Satyam Mithya, is this Mithya? Yes. Mithya means what? It is experientially available. Point number one. Mithya means it doesn't have independent existence. All my sense organs and interactions with the world, they are not independent. They are dependent on me, the Atma. I am the Atma. Unless I am there, the sense organs and sense objects are not going to interact. What is that Atma? What is the nature of that Atma? Lord Krishna says, who are you in your sleep state? Are you with your body? No. Are you with your mind? No. Are you with the world in sleep state? No. Who are you? You are that Atma. That is the nature of your pure self. That once that clicks for you, for your intellect, experience of that Atma is throughout your life. And whenever you study Upanishad, just corroborate your understanding of Atma and find out whether that Atma is changeless or not, whether that Atma is Nityam or not. Was it there yesterday? Is it there today? Is it going to be there tomorrow? Yes. I'm experiencing that Atma every day. So every day I'm experiencing it. Every day it is there. But only thing is, I don't know this fact. It is a fact of life. The moment you understand, yes, I am that Atma, then you will be able to appreciate that in all your experiences. Shankaracharya is very clear. He says you make it practical. And then what you do, whatever comes in life, you accept it because it is an experience. It is like your dream state. That dream state is just, you never bothered about it. It came and went. Similarly, make your waking state exactly like that. That is what they teach you in Mandukya Upanishad. Whatever is taught in the 16th verse in Bhagavad Gita is the same essence taught to you in Mandukya Upanishad as Turiya Atma. So practice, abhyasa means practice this day to day. The tip I would like to give you is the moment you practice for 1 month, automatically it becomes your habit. You will always do satyam and mithya viveka, nitya anitya viveka. Automatically mind will say, this is mithya, this is mithya. Satyam is, I am the satya. And that satyam is never born. That satyam is never dying. If you know this one fact from the Bhagavad Gita, all your worries is gone. But you have to make it personal. You have to assimilate it. You have to make it as if it's your own. It is your own self. Lord Krishna is saying that, but it is about your own self. You own it. All your worries will come down. You say, okay, all worries is what? It's only mithya. It is there temporarily, it will go away. Like any dream, it is there, experience temporary, go away. Where is all the worries which you had when you were 5 years old, 10 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old? Those worries are not there today. So why are you so much bothered, obsessed with the worries? Drop it. The moment you drop the mind, you are with Atma. That is what is the teaching of the Veda. Good, extremely beautiful question. Um, uh, and I'm very happy, Shruti. Good, it's a fantastic question. Is there anything else you want to ask regarding this?
Nothing, sir. I think you have answered it very well. Thank you so much.
Good. What is the right attitude to have while studying the Vedantic scriptures? The right attitude is, I will get moksha. I will be free from sorrow. One day. Okay, today I may not, I'm starting the journey. There are so many factors which are concerned about it. I will understand the Bhagavad Gita, the essence. I will understand the Upanishads, and I will stand as Atma. This is my goal, and I will achieve it. Believe in that, have Shraddha in the scriptures, and move forward. That should be the attitude. Okay, next is Ashima Darsha. Ashima is asking the question, what is the central spiritual message common to the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutra? Very beautiful question. It's a one-line answer. It is to be contemplated. One-line answer is Brahma Satyam. You can write this down. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Na Paraha. This is the central message. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Na Paraha. What is the meaning of this sentence? Atma or Brahman is the only reality, independent reality. What about the world? World is mithya. Mithya means, remember always two things. It is available for experience. Number two, it is not, it is dependent on something. Like rope snake. Rope snake is mithya. It is false, but it is dependent on the rope. So similarly, my day-to-day life is nothing but mithya life. It's a false life. False like the dream. I wouldn't say it is non-existent. Non-existent in another category, like a rabbit's horn or man's horn, which is never there. But here we are experiencing life. So it is a separate category which Advaita Vedanta brings in and says life is experience, no doubt, but the object is to know that you are not that. Brahma Satyam means Aham Satyam. I am that reality. Satyam means I am always there. Nityaha. What about world? World is Anitya. This jiva, which is experiencing the world, jivo brahmaivana paraha, means this jiva, which is experiencing the world, constantly saying, I am the mother, I am the father, I am the sister, I've got problems. The jiva, which is going through life, has to understand and drop this jivatvam and say, I am not jivaha, jiva bhavaha has to be dropped from our mind. It is an internal intellectual exercise of understanding the space. Nothing else is involved. There is no mystic experiences and all in Vedanta. When you come to Vedanta, the guru or teacher will tell you, understand the Bhagavad Gita and become free. That's all. Okay, so that finishes Shruti. Ashima says, what is central message? I have finished that. How do these three texts form the foundation of Vedanta philosophy? Okay, the three texts are having a central theme. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutra. In Brahma Sutra, the fourth sutra, if you have this question, my recommendation to you is study the Brahma Sutra, the fourth sutra. What is the fourth sutra? Tattu Samanvaya. What is the meaning of this? Shankaracharya writes a brilliant commentary running into pages and pages. About 8-10 pages are in Sanskrit for this one line. Fourth sutra, first chapter, first adhikaran, Brahma Sutra. Tattu Samanvaya. Here, Shankaracharya takes most of the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and tells you the central theme of all this Bhagavad Gita Upanishads is, and also Brahma Sutra is, Brahma Satyam Jagannath. Brahman is Satyam. There is no other reality. There is something common between I, the Jiva, and the that common element is called as Brahman. or Atma. Between body and the world, body is experience of the world. But between the body and world, there are many, many differences. But there is something common. What is common between the two? Awareness, consciousness. Without awareness, consciousness, the body cannot do anything. Body is jadam, inert. Okay? So, understanding the viveka between Atma and Anatma, Jadam and Chaitanyam, and coming to the conclusion that there is one reality which is the substratum for Jiva Jagat Ishwar. Beautifully explained in the Brahma Sutra, 4th Sutra. How can the study of scriptures lead to inner peace and self realization? Shankaracharya, in all his commentaries, he says only one thing. He says, the ultimate peace which every seeker wants through the study of scriptures is possible only when you realize I am the Atma. For this, you have to study the Bhashyam. In many Bhashyam, especially Kathopanishad Bhashyam, he talks about this inner peace and very beautifully brought out in that Bhashyam. Inner, the peace. You see, peace means what? Peace means that my mind is not agitated. That's all. How do I get this mind which is not agitated? If I keep on looking at the mind, you will realize I am not the mind, I am the observer of the mind. And observer of the mind is nothing but Atma. There is nothing in the universe which can be an observer of your thoughts and emotions. Thoughts and emotions are mithya. They are coming and going. Which emotion has stayed with you? In all the thoughts and all the emotions, who is constantly there? I, the Atma, I, the consciousness and awareness. I'm constantly there in all the thoughts and emotions. Thoughts and emotions are changing. They are anatma, but Atma is never changing. And owning up this Atma as I am Atma gives you the ultimate Ananda called as Atma Ananda. And that is why in Mandukya Upanishad, in the 7th mantra of the Mandukya Upanishad, beautiful description of Atma is there. 7th mantra of Mandukya Upanishad is, and there one of the word which is used to describe Atma is Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. Shantam means ultimate peace. How do I get this peace? Only by understanding I am that Atma. What is the nature of Atma? You study Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, verse number 12 to 20 to 30. You'll get the full description of Atma. Or you study and understand the main verses from all the 12 Upanishads you pick up. Wherever the Atma description is there, you pick up and write down, you make a notes of this and you combine the Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, and then make it your own notes for self-realization and for your own mananam. And take up any topic, this is the way to develop your mind. How do I make my mind, which is today impure, with a lot of thoughts about the world, how do I make it pure to understand Atma? I can either do it by japam, repeatedly chanting one name, or by contemplation on Atma. I mean, I can go on and on in this, but I will stop here. The next question is from Rob Myers. Rob Myers is an old student of mine. He's been attending my other sessions, and he's in another parts from the US, so maybe he's not here today. but I want to answer what he's asking. Is it necessary or beneficial or not needed to study the Bhaja Govindam before Tattvabodha and Atmabodha? Well, if you can study Bhaja Govindam, very good. See, Bhaja Govindam is a text written by Shankaracharya to understand what is our life. And there in that, the central idea is what? Don't keep on being obsessed with the world. Come to Govinda. Come to this Atma. In all the whole Bhaja Govindam, the central message is only one. Don't be obsessed with the world, thinking that it will give you happiness. Oh, seeker, drop the world, come to me, come to Govinda, come to Atma Jnanam. You can study the script, those verses of Bhaja Govinda. No doubt, Rob, you can do that. But it is not a must. What is a reading plan to read and study Bhagavad Gita daily? Good, very beautiful question. I would recommend there are two things. Either you study, there is a beautiful book by Swami Chinmayananda called Holy Gita. He has written a wonderful commentary on Bhagavad Gita. You can study one verse every day from that book. And that is a daily study. You can read the commentary, you can study the verses, and that becomes your daily study. Or you can study the notes which I have. If you have been attending regularly, just study the notes on a regular basis, one verse, and then make your own conclusion out of that verse in 2 lines, 3 lines. And take it as a exercise, daily exercise. Spend at least half an hour, 30 minutes of making Bhagavad Gita your own as your own study for say 2 years, because that is what it will take. And then there is a small book which Chinmaya Mission publishes. This is the book. I don't think you can see it, but it's a very small book. Now, in this, it's a Chinmaya Mission book. You can buy this from any Chinmaya Mission anywhere in the world. It gives you the meaning and the Sanskrit verse in a very small form. It gives you the entire Gita, and you can just read the verse and the meaning. See, it is not difficult, and there are 371 pages in this, and it's very easy to read. So you can buy this book. It costs at least $1 or $2. This book as a reference point for you to study. You can make your own notes in this, so that this book becomes your ready reference. Anytime you want to know, which verse which I want to remember, you can write at the end of the book all the important verses. These are the 10 verses I really like, and I would like to keep it. I would like to contemplate. Don't forget, there is contemplation and assimilation. These two exercises are very, very important. Then there is a very beautiful question by Ajita. She is here attending the session. How spiritual studies help sadhakas to lead a sattvic way of life, irrespective of the 3 gunas? Now, she is a master of Gita. She knows Gita inside out. She chants beautifully Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people have told me she's a great teacher of, if you want to learn Bhagavad Gita, go to Ajita. Okay, now her question is very, very beautiful question. This question requires a little bit of background of the chapter 14 of the Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, the 14th chapter talks about Prakriti, Maya. Prakriti means nature. This nature of Panchabhutas, of 5 elements, is expressing in all the bodies as the mind. So what is Prakriti? Nature. What is nature? 5 elements. Those 5 elements mixed together when they are in our body, they become the mind. And our mind is all the time three modes. One is sattva, second is rajas, and third is tamas. Sattva means it is sattvic. It is very, very quiet and peaceful. Rajas means it is always agitating. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? It's a different mode of your mind. It is not you. You are seeing the mind. You are the seer of the mind. So, Rajas is another quality, another guna of the mind. And the third one is tamas. Tamas means it is sleeping. It wants to sleep. It doesn't want to be sattvic, getting the knowledge of the world. Second, not acting in the world. It wants to be tamasic. It is lethargic. So these are the three gunas. Now, these three gunas make up all our minds. All our mind, whether you are in America, whether all living beings have got the three gunas, and the three gunas put together is called as our mind. And this mind is nothing but it is a Maya. Maya means what? It is there for experience, but it is not real. Maya means it is not real. It is like the magic show. It comes because it is a magic show. It can be experienced. Like dream. Dream is Maya. So knowing that this mind is Maya, don't fall into the trap of the mind. Be agile, be aware, all the time be alert. Being alert, you can be aware of the three gunas. Being asserting to yourself, I am the Atma, I am observing my mind. Today in the morning, my mind was disturbed. Evening, it was very quiet. I did some japam and became quiet. Again, in the night time, I'm too lethargic. The mind has gone to sleep. I am not any of the three conditions of the mind. I am Turiya Atma. I am someone separate than the conditions of the mind. This jnanam, again and again, assert to yourself. Asserting this is the same exercise which Lord Krishna suggested in the 16th verse of second chapter. He says, every time in your day-to-day life, always be aware what is satyam, what is mithya. When you do this viveka, automatically you will come to sattvic mode, and then you will be able to have titiksha in life. Titiksha means understanding that it is mithya. You will be able to have forbearance. You will be able to have a quiet mind to face the situations in life. Situations in life will come and go, but how you face them will change when you study Bhagavad Gita and you follow the tips. Like today, I gave you one tip from the 16th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Always be aware of what is Satyam, what is Mithya. Satyam never changes. It is, it is, it is, it is. Any event, it is. Waking experience is. Dream experience was, but it was is when it was being experienced. Experience is continuous. That is why I never miss my Atma. You don't have to go to Turiya Avastha to experience Atma. You can experience this all the time. Ajita, you have anything to say on this reply? You are muted. I can't hear you. Now I can.
Hello. Yeah. Yes. I am sometimes feeling that calmness, happiness, but sometimes, as a grihastha, I have sometimes some reasons or something of family members. But agitation is very less. I will control. It is only because God is deciding, I have to face it.
Yes,
It is God's interest, not my interest.
right. That's the
Yeah,
correct attitude in life.
yeah.
So, see, especially for you, the 16th verse of Bhagavad Gita, it will tell you, and the 14th verse of Bhagavad Gita, it will tell you that the events in my life are not as per my desire. I don't decide. It comes to me.
Yes,
Every day's experience for all of us, whether
yes,
wherever you are, every day's experience is a new experience. It comes to me. I don't that experience, not my, it is not under my control. It is under the control of prarabdha karma. Leave it to prarabdha karma and say this is the law of nature. This is the
yeah,
law of the three gunas. The three gunas are under control of Ishvara. Ishvara has given the body for me to go through this life.
yes,
Mind is not, I have not created my mind. Who has created this mind? There is some external fact.
yes.
Okay, good. Thank you, Ajita.
Thank you.
Then there are three more people. Sai Shruti is asking question. Nama Japa leads to self-realization in Kali Yuga. Is it true? Okay. What acharyas generally tell us is Nama Japa is one of the ways of purifying the mind. It leads to self-realization because it will lead you to jnanam. Your mind will push you to come to study Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. You cannot stop it. That's the law of nature. So, japa, if you do continuously, what is japa? Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. Continuous chanting for 2 minutes every day. I'm saying 2 minutes. It's not possible. It's very difficult. Try. But that will not, it is not, it will lead to Atma Jnanam. Ultimately, what will give you liberation? What will give you self-realization? It is Atma Jnanam. What is the role of japa? What is the role of pilgrimages? What is the role of so many exercises which we do, all the rituals which we do? All rituals, everything they help us purify our mind. Our mind has got rajas. How to control that rajas? The flickering of the mind all the time through all these spiritual exercises. So once we go through these spiritual exercises, our mind will become sattvic, and in the sattvic mind, you get the Atma Jnanam. You are that pure consciousness. When the teacher tells you that, immediately your mind and intellect will say, yes, I agree to this. Till your says, yes, I agree to this, don't stop the spiritual study. Continue. Because this is a very, very pure science. It is given to me, it is coming to me from ages. So many people have studied the same Bhagavad Gita and they have found tremendous benefit out of it. Let me also go through it. What is the actual nature of mind? Always, is it always with thoughts? No. The nature of mind is beautifully described in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I will describe that more, but main thing is the nature of mind you should know, try to understand it, be a sakshi, be an observer of your mind. You will understand in the waking state, it is rajasic. In the sleep state, it is tamasic. Easy to understand. My mind in the sleep state, am I there in the sleep state or not? Yes, I am very much there. Who am I? I am the Sakshi. Sakshi means what? I am a witness to the mind's condition. So mind's conditions are always going from sattva, rajas, and tamas. Continuously, this is the mode of the mind. Don't ever say, I am the mind and suffer. That is the central message, one of the messages of Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Don't think you are the mind, you are expressing your sorrow. But sorrow is not real. So always with thoughts, is the mind always with thoughts? No, mind is not always with thoughts. Sometimes it is with thoughts, sometimes it is without thoughts. What is the difference between awareness and consciousness? Third question of Sai Shruti. Awareness and consciousness are the same. There is no difference. Consciousness is called as awareness, Chaitanyam. Next is Shruti Ashwatha. How do
Sorry,
I know
second question.
if my understanding is intellectual or experiential?
We have covered this.
We have covered this? Shruti, I think I have covered this before, but anyway, I'll just explain to you. How do I know if my understanding is intellectual? Intellectual is always with reference to buddhi, and experiential is always with reference to the mind. Your mind experiences different objects in the world, different emotions, and different thoughts. But understanding is always in the buddhi. So it's a function of the buddhi, whereas experience is mainly in the field of mind. Last one is from Ramasamy Nagarajan. Now, he's asking, would it be possible to learn and fully understand scriptures without Sanskrit language skills? Yes, it is definitely possible. There are thousands and thousands of seekers who do not understand a word of Sanskrit. They start this journey. They start Bhagavad Gita. All my sessions, I use English as the medium of language. But I also bring in Sanskrit words. I use Sanskrit words which cannot be translated in English. You generally cannot translate some of the Sanskrit words. As you study slowly, your vocabulary of Sanskrit will build up. Because Atma, no translation. Atma is consciousness, but it is a very poor translation. I am that Atma. Atma means the self. Again, a poor translation. Self has to be understood as I. So don't worry if you don't know Sanskrit. It is not compulsory. You can. That is why even Japanese, even people from Russia, people from America who don't have any background of Sanskrit, they come to some of these schools. It is an advantage, no doubt. If you know Sanskrit, there's advantage, but it is not a must. That's what I would like to answer. Now, there are a few questions which are there in the chat box. Chart showed only 8 to 12. Please show the first part. Okay, that I think I will send it to you. You can write to us. I will send it to you, whatever it is. Then should be maybe you're talking about 8 to 12 verses of the Atma Bodha or Tattva Bodha. It is there in my notes. If you go through my notes, these the 5 topics in Tattva Bodha, 5 topics in Atma Bodha is there in the beginning of the notes. Should we attempt to read and understand Upanishad only after studying Bhagavad Gita? Yes. Preferably after you do Bhagavad Gita. Normally, the sequence of study is the preliminary texts, Tattvabodha, Atmabodha. Then what is the sequence? Bhagavad Gita. After that is what? Upanishads. And then after that what? Brahma Sutra. This is the general scriptural study step by step. But if you are very keen, you see, there are a lot of people who after learning this second chapter, one or two verses or second chapter, they get attracted to Atma. They say that I must know this. So they want to study Upanishads. So if you want to study Upanishads, you can take Katha Upanishad, you can take Kena Upanishad, or you take one Upanishad and study. While studying Upanishad, if you are using my video and the notes which I have from my this thing, then you can write to me. I will answer questions with you. I will clarify your doubts. So if you are really keen, you can come to Mandukya Upanishad. You can start. No harm. See, there is no starting point if your mind. Nobody knows what the mind has done in the previous janmas. So perhaps you are ready for the Upanishadic lessons. Come and attend Mandukya Upanishad on the 4th of January and see. Or you can do a self-study of Kathopanishad to start with. Take the video, take the notes of the Kathopanishad from the website, and you can start. It's not a 100% rule that only after this you do this, do this. It again depends on your mind. If you are very keen, go ahead. Which you can do parallelly. Yes, you can do that. No problem. Gayatri, she's saying many of us are not able to attend the class, but would be listening through class videos, YouTube. So please teach verse by verse. Thank you. Good. Let me see what is the attendance in the first class, and I will post this question on the 3rd of January. If many of you are interested to go verse by verse, but it will take 2 years. In the previously, when I had taken Bhagavad Gita, it was 65 lectures, 65 talks for finishing the entire 18 chapters. So if you are patient, if you are slow, you want to learn step by step. If there are many people who are interested in that, I will do verse by verse. If there are many people who say, no, I'm not, only if there are 5 or 10 people in the session, then I will do chapter by chapter. I will say, okay, this is this chapter. You can study the video and you can do verse by verse. Okay. Okay, Shanta is saying, can you give a brief of 4D of Tattvabodha and the link to moksha? Okay, the 4D of Tattvabodha, what she is asking is, I think she is asking about the desire, discrimination, dispassion, discipline.
Discipline.
Shanta, are you asking about these 4?
Yes, Shekharji, yes.
Okay, good. All right. Now let me
Just
go
a brief
one by
summary
one.
because as we go for
Yeah.
this, yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yes. See, the first one I will talk about is discrimination. This is the most important out of the 4 qualifications which are required by the seeker. Discrimination, you see, when I did Tattvabodha and I did Bhagavad Gita, I didn't understand. I don't blame anybody who doesn't understand what is discrimination, what is real, what is unreal. I could never understand. But the more I could learn the Upanishad, it takes time. You see, initially, Shankaracharya, he is a great teacher. He says you discriminated between Nitya and Anitya. What is eternal, what is temporary. So, main thing in discrimination, again, in our day-to-day life, you find out what doesn't change in your life. You will say the whole waking state doesn't change. Every day I see the same London. I don't see any different in my house. I don't see any different in my family. Everybody is the same all the time. No. What he says is that is superficial. Superficially, yes. But when you come to spirituality, The discrimination is between Nitya, Anitya Vastu. There is only one thing which is changeless according to the scriptures, and that is I, the Atma. I, the Atma, never changes. What part of mind never changes? It is not the body, it is not the mind, it is not the happiness, it is not the intellectual thoughts, it is not. So, all the five koshas are not the Nitya Vastu. Nitya Vastu means it is the awareness principle. I am aware, I am aware, I am aware. It is. Awareness expresses as what is. That is at a body level. Then you look at the world level. The sun is, the moon is, the ocean is, the trees are. Everything is. So when I look inside, it is consciousness. I am. When I look outside, it is world is, body is, mind is, the other person is. Isness never changes. Isness is Sat. The object is only name and form. Shanta, Gayatri, Vijaya, all this is only name and form given to a particular body. It is only name and form. But what is the common denominator in all of them is. So everybody is experiencing isness outside, and everybody is experiencing isness as consciousness, Chit. What the Veda says is the Chit inside you and the Sat outside you is the same. Sat and Chit are only names of one reality. Know this as Satya. And world as name and form. Nama Rupa, name and form is Anityam. It is not permanent, always changing. So how do you differentiate between I and the world, I and the body, I and the mind? I am changeless. Body is changing. All the cells in my body are changing. My mind thoughts are changing. My conditions of the mind are also changing. Sattvic, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So, first qualification is discrimination. The second qualification is discipline. Discipline of what? Primarily, discipline means out of all this, the main important one is discrimination, which you will know only after studying the scriptures. Real, unreal. That discrimination you will get by studying the scriptures. Initially, you may just learn from Tattvabodha. That is why you are asking me this question now again. Because you want to know what is that real, unreal discrimination. You will get it by the study of the Bhagavad Gita. Especially the second chapter, 16th verse, I again say, it will tell you what is Sat and what is Chit. Discipline is simple. You need to control your sense organs. You need to control your you need to control your mind. Sense organ control is called as Dhamma, D-M-A, and mind control is called as Shama. So discipline is develop your ability to control your sense organs so that all the time they are not running into the world. So what happens if you're running all the time to the world? You will have no time to study Bhagavad Gita. You will have no time to contemplate. And forget about assimilation. Assimilation is the last. You will definitely not enter that topic at all. So The second area is discipline. Discipline mainly consists of sense control. Sense control means sense organs and mind control. Through the mind, you can control the sense organs. Suppose you say, I don't want to see this movie. I will study Bhagavad Gita. That is, you're using your intellect to study the Gita. So, through your mind, you control. In Kathopanishad, Lord Yama tells you, first control the intellect. What is the Sarathi example? Try to remember that. So, that is discipline. Then dispassion, vairagyam. What is dispassion? Dispassion will come only when your discrimination is perfect. Once you have done discrimination correctly of nitya nitya, then dispassion becomes very easy. I will not go run after all the anitya vastus in the world. Slowly, slowly, you will say, okay, I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this. I want to know who I am. That will give me the ultimate joy. So, knowing these qualities, I will know that I am the ultimate reality. Follow discrimination, follow discipline, follow dispassion, and then automatically you will get mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam means you will have a desire. The fourth D is desire. You will develop a desire to know Atma. You must develop a desire to know the self. Suppose you don't have the desire, you will not feel like studying. So the desire is equally important. That desire is called as mumukshutva. I want to know this Atma, this reality which is expressed in Vedanta, 5,000 years old, but still it is valid. The teaching of that scripture is still valid today. There must be some magic in that. Thousands of people have benefited from it, have Shraddha in the scriptures, develop the desire. You have desires, so many things in the world. Ultimately, what will happen? Out of all the 100 desires of the world, slowly it will become 90. Then it will become 50. Then it will become 20. And then you will say, I want to know this. When you become a right seeker, you will say, I want to know Atma. I will do whatever is required to know this Atma and own this Atma. Then you say, I want to know, like Arjuna became a student of Bhagavad Gita, and Lord Krishna remained silent till he surrendered till that time he was only a driver. So, Lord Krishna, from a driver, charioteer, he became a teacher, an acharya. In the 12th mantra of the second chapter, Lord Krishna, who was a charioteer, he became an acharya, and he says, Ashochananya shochasvam prajnanam vadamsha bhashase. Why are you grieving, O Arjuna? I know your problem. I will teach you Atma Vidya, through which you will get rid of your sorrow and grief in life, which results in delusions. All of us, whether you accept it or not, we have sorrow in life, we have delusions in life. We may not accept it, but all of us are having this fundamental problem, which is nothing but it is called as samsara. This samsara is our main problem. The study of Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, slowly, it is not a flash that you study and tomorrow morning you will become a jnani. No, it is a slow, gradual study which takes time, but If you keep plodding on it, you will find tremendous success and tremendous joy, and which cannot be described. So, Shanta, is it clear?
Yes, Shikhaji. The only thing I was really thinking about in the last few days or, weeks, you can say, is exactly like what Ajita you said. When situations are thrown at us, we react. And that is something which I'm trying to stop, but it's not happening. You can do it for
Yes.
some time, and then there
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
correct.
guilt. The guilt is so much that you
Yeah,
reacted to it that you can't sleep. I
yeah.
feel very uncomfortable about it that I'm not able to control. And that is why for me, the discipline part, I think, is more important because discrimination and,
For each one, there
desire
will
and
be,
dispassion, I can. Yeah. But,
yes, I agree with you. For each one, out of the
mm,
4 Ds,
mm,
discrimination, discipline, dispatch,
desire and dispassion.
desire.
Yeah. I think the
For
discipline
each
one, I'm
one,
struggling. Yeah.
the problem may be different. For
Mm,
some, it will be discipline. For some, it will be dispassion. For some, it could be desire. For some, it will be discrimination. So you have identified your problem very correctly. Disciplining your sense organs, disciplining your mind is something which can be developed. It is abhyasa only. It is only practice. How to practice this? Through 2 methods. One is keep on learning about I am the witness. I am not the mind. Mind is a problem. Mind is running after the sense objects, or mind isn't always giving me trouble. So
mm,
knowing Atma more and more and practicing. I am the witness, I am not the mind. I am the witness, I am not the mind. I am the witness of the sense organs and the sense objects interacting. That body is not me. This beautifully explained in the 14th verse of second chapter. Matra sparshastu
Mantaspacha tu
kaunteya
kaunteya,
shitoshna
sharastu
sukha.
sakata.
So that one,
Oh, yeah.
agama
Yeah.
pahino anityaha tam titikshasva bharata. Very beautiful. One mantra I like a lot is the 14th mantra and the 16th mantra. 14th mantra is a
Stovate
very,
bhava.
very important mantra to practice.
Mm,
For our day-to-day life, if you ask, what did I learn in Bhagavad Gita? What can I practice? What you have said today, Shanta, is very important for all the seekers. You must practice and then you will see the benefit. It will not happen immediately, but naturally you will see. Learn more about the Atma, you will get dispassion, discrimination, and desire. And through these 3D, you will be able to control your sense organs and
yeah, the other 3 Ds I don't have a problem with. I can be dispassionate. I don't have any desire or,
that.
discrimination. That's all fine with me. It's the discipline I
What
find
you
because
need, no,
I
what you
can.
need to know
Mm,
is you need to assimilate the
mm,
fact that the mind is not me.
mm,
See, you know the theory part of it,
yeah,
but you have not practiced it,
enough.
telling yourself, I'm not the mind. So practice
Mm,
telling yourself, I am not the mind, I am not the sense organs. Body is an experience which is coming to me and it will go away. It comes, it goes. So let me not say that I am the body, I am the mind.
mm.
I have to separate the
So,
body mind from me, the consciousness. It is a difficult exercise, but it can be done.
mhm. No, because I find after the event, then I realize I should have not done it. That is what is very disturbing. Had it
No, but that
been,
is,
if it, when you're in it, you are
yeah.
all passionate about it. But the minute
No,
you walk out of it, then you start, the guilt comes in, and then you're stuck with the guilt, and you feel, oh God, why
no,
did I do
you
this?
see, again,
And
the knowledge is very, very important. The knowledge is, it is Prakriti. It is nature of the mind, the sense organs, and the sense objects interaction is Prakriti. That is the
yeah,
swabhava of the body. It is nature. Drop it. Drop it means what? Let it falsify it. That's all. You say this is like a dream. It came, it went. Don't be feel at no point you should feel guilt about anything in life.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the important lessons of Bhagavad Gita. Don't feel guilty about anything in life because it is a false thing. If
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling guilty means you are giving it reality. Lord Krishna says if you are feeling guilty, that means suppose Arjuna keeps on saying that killing all these people in the battlefield, I'm guilty about it. What Lord Krishna is teaching him is do your duty. That's all. As far as you're concerned, body is concerned, it has to only do duty. Whatever duty it is given to you, do it. That is your Swadharma. But have the knowledge I am the Atma.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
beautifully, I tell you,
I'll work on it. Yeah,
work on
I'll
it.
need
Good.
to work on it. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Vijaya,
you.
you have
Thank
some
you.
comment?
Dhanyavad.
Yeah, Vijaya. Yeah, go ahead.
Hari Om, Hari Om Shekhar ji. Hari Om
Yeah.
Shekhar ji. Wonderful intro. I mean, every time you hear the Bhagavad Gita, it looks entirely fresh and new scripture to me. And then that it's like it's always a cuisine that particular scripture. And the last discussion was really nice. And I would like to rope that with the earlier question someone put it on the Japan, the Namasmarana. It is the desire and dispassion, they don't come out very easily to be a problem statement at all, because that is an internal issue, whereas we are still stuck with the external issue of the samadhamade sharga sampatti, because these are all the things which probably come stimuli from outside, which only establishes a fact that our rajas component is extremely high. More the rajas we have, you have, remember, we say in one of the rajoguna, kama eva krodha eva rajoguna samudbhava. So rajoguna is there high. So the krodha comes because of these, the shadka sampatti is imbalance. But kama is also there, but the kama will be still covered with the smoke. Once we start working on the shadka sampatti, then when we uparati titiksha, then you have to really bite your teeth to control that kind of urge for us to react and then mellow down to respond and then say that okay, this is never a battle for me to choose. And that is when the second trump card is thrown by the Lord of dispassion, and then he throws the last trump card, which is desire. You would not even know that so much of desire was hoarded in your bosom, which you will be surprised when that moment comes, for as far as Shantaji's question is concerned. So it is not going to be easy for it's like the there are the examples where the drop of water over ages have made the whole big mountains into particles of sand. It took millions. I'm not discouraging, but it's not going to be easy for that walk of path. But awareness every time awareness that whenever I'm getting it, it's not that okay, people say count 1 to 10 and you'll get out of it, but that's not the way. But
No, it's not
awareness
easy.
is
It's not
it's
easy.
not
I've
easy.
tried it, Vijayji. I've
It will
tried
not
it.
work because
Even trying 25 doesn't work.
no. The moment anger has come, it has taken over you. So I think you have to do always an RCA, the root cause analysis. That it comes through two things. One thing is how do I make my mind stabilized? Two ways
Yeah.
which I have
Mm,
practiced. One is your everyday, same
mm,
time, same place, meditation for 5 minutes, and
mm,
same time, chanting for a few minutes or hours also is okay, but few minutes, as
mm,
Shekharji said, these are the two things where you'll get the nigraha of mind. You are able to train your dragon. Only
mm.
then you'll be able to win over that. Just a small
That,
practices, I think
yeah.
it works wonders. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank,
No,
That's
thank
what
you,
I
thank you.
just thought.
Vijayji. Yes, yeah, thank you, Vijayji. That is I am practicing that actually. I'm
Yeah.
trying it, but there are certain aspects which really take over, and that's when I find it very difficult. And then after the event is over, then it's when reality hits, and I say, "What the hell was I doing?" You know.
Yeah.
So
Rajas,
yeah,
Rajas,
the Rajas, yeah. So I have to really work on it, and as I said, and I am practicing, and I'll rather increase the practice of this. Counting 10 doesn't work. I've seen it; it doesn't work. So I know people say take 3 deep breaths and all of it. Nothing of that works. I think what
Okay.
really works sometimes, Vijayji, what you said, a constant practice of telling your mind. And as Ajita ji said as well, that that is the one which really slowly allows you. And I must say, it's not that I'm the same in the last 2 years. I've changed a lot. That study of Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita, everything has brought it down to quite a low level, but I still want it to be out. That is the last bit, which is the most difficult bit to get out, as you say. It's so yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijay, for giving this more clarity on this question. I've come to the end of today's session. It's been a very long Q&A because I had so many questions from people before. So we had almost 1.5 hours of Q&A today. For those who are interested, you'll get the video recording of this, and so we will probably start on the 3rd of January, the Bhagavad Gita, and let's see what's the interest level, and then I will then decide how to take the Bhagavad Gita. But we'll definitely do Bhagavad Gita. In what form we do it, we'll decide in the first week of January. After maybe 1 or 2 sessions, I will remodel what I think would be appropriate way of looking at the Gita. Thank you. Namaste.
Dhanyavad, Sekharji.
thank you, Dhanyavad.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.